So welcome. Welcome to everybody. We're going to just start in seated. There we are. Excellent. So tonight's practice is looking at yin poses for 4 different movements of the back. So we're just going to start gently, just with our breath. Just bring yourself up onto a cushion if you'd like. And find a comfy seated position just to start. And just getting ready to begin. We're going to take our gaze just gently inward. Just awareness, just gently into the body. Noticing the rhythm of your own breath. Just feeling the rising and falling of each breath. The inhalation and the exhalation. Changing nothing, just accepting the breath. And after a few breaths, allow your awareness to broaden. So allow yourself to notice other feelings in the body. Maybe the earth beneath you, maybe the connection points, space around you. And then bring your awareness to your heart center. Awareness of how you feel. Just noticing. Bringing the awareness back to the breath. And this time, the part of the breath that we're going to just be more aware of is the exhalation. So just gently inhaling and exhaling. Maybe taking an ocean breath, inhaling. And then gently we're going to come into butterfly, seated butterfly. So to do this, if you've got cushions, to prop each knee up. So to bring yourself onto a blanket or just a light cushion to raise the pelvis slightly. And then by bringing blocks or 2 cushions either side will allow your legs to be able to come into butterfly, but just be able to support them. And if you're using blocks and you need to soften it, then just grab a blanket of some sort. Cork blocks could be quite hard, that's better. And also, if you have bolsters in front of you, or cushions, you can put them kind of in between you and your feet to just pop yourself up, because we're going to fold gently forward in butterfly. So make sure that you're centered and aligned. Make sure that your sit bones are even, that you're centered. And then just allow yourself to gently round the spine. Remember, you can always support the head with the hands. And then we're just going to take that awareness inward again. Sometimes in yoga, we send our energy outward. And sometimes we draw our energy inward. Just taking, and in butterfly, we're allowing flexion of the spine. So there's 4 movements we can achieve in the spine, lumbar and thoracic spine. That's flexion, extension, that's side movement and rotation. Often we use them together. Butterfly, just loosening the hips. Gentle flexion of the spine and hips here. Gentle abduction of the thighs. Just paying attention. If you need to move, you're very welcome to. And gently just drawing yourself up here. We're going to just bring the legs all the way long. So just if you have a blanket, you can always roll the blanket and pop them under the back of the knees. You can bring height into this. Coming into this little caterpillar pose. This doesn't have to be a forward fold. It could be that you're just allowing the legs to lengthen and that you've got your hands gently on the legs, tucking the tailbone just slightly in. So we've got that tailbone coming in at the back. Find a place that's comfy. Now, if you want to go into caterpillar into a forward fold again, you can. And if that's comfy, please do. Or you can just stretch and just allow the legs to stretch long. Wiggling the toes if you want. Just allowing a little bit of movement just to start with. Allow the back of the legs to really relax. Very gently, we're going to draw the feet towards us. If you want to stay in caterpillar, you're very welcome to. We're just going to come into a little windshield wiper back and forwards. So just moving the hips gently. Just gently back and forwards. Pausing if you want to. This is where we start to use a little bit of rotation. And then gently, we're going to come forwards tonight. So we're going to come down to Sphinx pose. So I'm just going to draw ourselves. Now, I'm going to use cushion under my chest here, and I'm going to bring the blanket just down underneath me, allowing myself to slide forwards. I'm just propping myself up. If you've got lots of big cushions, I disappeared my bolster somewhere in the house, which is unlike me. So it's disappeared somewhere. I've tidied up, which is never a good thing to do. It's a dangerous habit. And just allow yourself to come into this Egyptian lion pose. Now, remember, you can soften this pose if you wish, and just bring it down to prone if you want to. So there's lots and lots of choices here. You can prop yourself up, and you can use this as an opportunity for a little bit of a back bend here, very gentle back bend. Hands might come together. Find a place where you're comfy. You can even prop. In fact, if you have blocks, you could probably bring the forehead to block as well. Wherever you're comfy. And build up some blocks. Let's play Lego. So we're still, 2 yoga blocks is quite nice. So you're still getting a little bit of stretch in the lower back, but I'm supported here. Remember, if you need to, you can soften and play with bent legs. Just allowing a soft breath. And you can choose in Yin whether you're using a very gentle ocean breath or whether you're just allowing just a very soft rise and fall of the breath. If you need to move, that's fine. If you're happy still in position, also fine. We're going to choose a wee counter pose in a minute, probably child's pose. When you're ready, just allowing yourself to just work back very slowly, really, really slowly, using props between the heels and the hips. Just to draw yourself into child's pose again. Make sure you're comfy here. Very, very gently, just drawing yourself all the way back up, finding a comfy seat when you're ready. I'm just coming up to seated pose. Now here, we're going to use the scarf. So you've got some choices here. If your hips allow and you want to, you can come into shoelace pose with the legs. Just a reminder that shoelace pose, let me just take my stack of blocks out the way. My shoelace pose is bringing the knee forwards and the knee behind, probably sitting onto something, maybe quite high, maybe not. I'm just wondering if that's a nice pose for me tonight or not. Possibly not for me. Just, I'm going to keep my back just aligned and my hips aligned. So it's your choice. We're going to work with arms. So I'm going to come into hero pose, where I come and sit back onto a kind of a cushion. And you can bring this hero pose quite high. So you can put blocks and then a cushion. So when you come here, you've got a lot of, oh, that's nice. You see, it's like Goldilocks Yin Yoga. We all find the chair that we want to sit in. And Daddy Bear's chair might not be as comfy as Mummy Bear's chair or Baby Bear's chair. And we will have to choose the chair. So that's obviously my chair tonight, is a heightened hero pose here, with lots of space between the hips and the knees. And then if you've got a scarf, what we're going to do is we're going to drape it over one shoulder. So you're kind of holding it. And then, so that allows you to gently hold the scarf. As you take the opposite hand out, shine the palm backwards. Okay, that's it. It's going to help us rotate the right way, the shoulder. That gently comes into the small of the back with the palm facing out. This allows us now to come into cow pose. Now you can open this up just by walking the hands up the scarf. And there'll be a place where you can open. What I don't want you to do is tuck the tailbone and then stick the belly out. Okay, so I want you to keep a neutrality of the pelvis at the same time as opening the chest. So we can get into the habit of opening the chest like this, and suddenly I've got this massive arch in my back. Let's keep the spine nice and firm, but allow the opening at the chest. Now, if this is quite an active pose for you, you'll know. But tingling kind of starts. Remember, it's sensation, not sensational. Are you okay there, Christian? Chin might come down if you wish, or it might come up. So just play with the pose. But try and keep the tailbone tucked and slightly neutral. can always loosen the grip on the scarf and stretch. Just gently curving the back forwards if you wish. Finding the other side. So some of these poses you will find less time in them is better. So allowing the scarf on the opposite side, palm shines back, that then comes and sneaks in behind. And that allows you just an opening here. Again, watch that as you're pushing your chest out, that you're not flexing your spine back too far. So I've got a firm body here to my ribs, and then I'm opening at the chest. That opens the thoracic spine rather than the lumbar spine. And it might just be a neutral gaze that you want here and just working the shoulders. Just breathing gently. Remembering if you feel that sensation become sensational, then just allow a stretch through the shoulders and come forwards gently. Just take a moment here now to reset the spine. If you're in shoelace, come to the other side and just, oh, you've done it. That's fine. I was just checking. So maybe coming to a neutral position with the legs. And then just allowing yourself just a moment to reset. So we're drawing through, in our seated position, we're drawing through the crown of the head. We're not overstretching or arching. We're just allowing the shoulders to relax. And just taking a moment here, making sure the ears are stacked over the shoulders. Shoulders stacked over the hips. We're going to use the scarves again in a minute. Just a reset before we come all the way to the mat. And then gently moving, we're going to come to our backs. So you'll still need the scarf to one side. So here we go. I'll show you what we're going to be doing. First of all, we're going to come all the way down. So if you've got a blanket, just to soften and warm your yoga mat. If you're at home and you've got that lovely fire going, we might be joining you. It's a bit grotty outside. So bring yourself all the way down. And what we're going to do here is we're going to come all the way, first of all, to that reset position where we allow the back just to reset, the knees come together, and the feet just allow just to take a moment here. Hands can be wherever they're comfy. And we're going to do a little bit of yoga for our back. We're going to find a place where one foot, knee, and hip are all aligned. And then if you need to peek, do. I'm going to take the scarf round the kind of sole of my foot, which allows me to support this with a very slight soft bend in my knee. In fact, toes come towards you slightly, and even you can bring them slightly down, so the knee slightly down, your toes point slightly inwards. And just gently. So I've got a little bit of pushing and pulling going on, very gentle here. Just supporting that leg. Any low blood pressure issues, just be a wee bit mindful. Just allowing the base of the spine to be supported. Soften the knee as much as you need. If you need to bring the knee in, do. If you want to straighten the leg to the sky, do. It's totally up to you. And then gently bring the foot all the way down. Take a moment. Just reset. Just allow soles of the feet just on the mat. Really feel that connection. Take a few breaths here. Drawing the other foot towards you. Using the scarf, lifting the leg again as bent knee as you need. You might find that 2 hands on the scarf, 1 hand on the scarf supporting, you'll find a way that's comfy for you. Maybe this is just a stretch through the back of the leg. Turning the toes very slightly in. Maybe drawing the knee towards you if that's comfier. Sometimes holding the scarf in one hand and then using the hand out to the side as we stabilize is quite good. Softening the knee. Breathing gently. Moving out of the pose whenever you need to. Bringing the feet just bent gently to that constructive rest pose. You're going to still use the scarf or strap if you've got one. We're going to bring ourselves into a little reverse pigeon. So drawing the leg just gently across. And to make this into yin pose, you can thread the scarf behind the leg. And if you have a block as well, or you've got a cushion, you can put that foot that you're supporting on there if you wish, and that will hold, or you can bring the scarf towards you. You can even take a double bind in this with the scarf, so you can bring the scarf over the front knee and bring a little bit of kind of stretch into the hips. There's lots of bits and pieces you can do just to support. So find somewhere. I'm just going to use my foot. And if it's not for you, it's quite a nice one, taking the foot to the sky, actually. There we are. See, Goldilocks is off again. I've got foot to the sky, and I'm crossing in reverse pigeon, and I've got the scarf into the foot. So just a gentle bend in my knee here. Remember, everyone is different from kind of the feelings they've got or how long they can hold a pose. So if you need to swap, do a little bit of a juggling act here. Look, they are. Oh, look. So you can get your other foot, if you've got your foot to the sky, you can get your other foot into it while not even moving. It's quite a little transition there. Circus tricks. And if at any point you need to bring yourself down into constructive rest pose, just allowing the knees together, just do. We're going to come into another kind of prone, or supine actually, position, but we might need the blanket. So I'm just going to roll gently up. I'm going to show you that when you're ready. Don't rush. I'm going to get my blanket rolled. So I'm going to use this rolled blanket. So I'm rolling it up like a sausage dog. There we are. And I'm going to use it to lie back on. So I'm going to use it as I come back. So if you've got lots of lovely blankets at home at the moment, that's grand. I'm going to come back on it here. I'm going to find a position where it's just in, and you might need a little cushion for your neck as well. So I'm going to find a place where it comes in just a bit like the shoulder blades. I'm going to use a little bit of a cushion here just to open the chest. So there's a little kind of, again, we got a Goldilocks theme going on tonight. Some people will find it really comfy to stretch their arms back, okay? And that's not me, but it might be for you. Some people will find that just a little bit of height just underneath the shoulder blades is great, and then hands can come onto the belly. Some people will not like it at all, and it won't be comfy for you. So what you can do is you can roll the blanket into a little supported bridge. So you can put it onto your hips, and that might be comfier for you. So this is about finding what is great for you. And the moment that I've just done that into supported bridge, I'm really feeling the benefit of that. So it is a case of finding that chair that suits. And even in the supported bridge, you can keep knees in line with the hip points, or you can just allow the knees to come together. So whatever's comfy for you. So it might be under the shoulder blades, under the hips, wherever you are, finding that space, you can stay in stillness. And if you need to move the blanket from the back of the shoulder blades to the back of the hips, then please do. Allowing just a softness of breath. Just constantly present with yourself, constantly just aware of how you're feeling. Really, really gently. If you have that blanket just underneath you, just roll it to one side, bringing your whole body all the way down to the mat. And we're going to stretch the legs out long, and we're going to come to a side bend. So we're going to come into Bananasana. So we're going to bring the feet to one side and the top body to one side. You can extend this pose. It's quite, it can be a little bit much on the shoulders if you're holding it, but then again, you might enjoy this. So just bringing the arms above the head, try and keep the back of the shoulders on the mat, and just allow just a gentle stretch through the side of the body. And when you've stretched on one side, move to the other. And very slowly, when you're ready, bringing yourself up, maybe rolling, maybe just turning onto your side, coming all the way back up. And I'm going to use the blanket just under my knees. So I'm bringing myself here, just back into a stacked back position. Resetting the spine, softening the elbows, tucking the toes. Just taking a moment here in a neutral spine in a stacked back position. I'm going to move to lizard. So I'm just going to gently draw my foot forwards. If you have blocks and a cushion, you can support that lower, well, the back leg by just leaning onto all of this. So you can build yourself a little stack of support for that back hip. Again, quite a yin pose, a yang pose here of all the yins. So you can walk the hand out, excuse me, and then foot to the outside edge, which will give you that little dragon pose. Just taking a moment here. Now again, we can bring rotation into this if you want by taking a little dragon twist. So you can draw the hand to the knee, taking a little dragon twist here, but you don't have to. Bringing into this a reset if you want to, just hips go towards the heels. As you do that, you can bring your little stack across to one side. Just allowing a reset on the body before you come just gently to the other side. Walking into lizard on the other side with your little stack here. Remember, you can come into a little rotation of the spine here by coming into a little dragon twist. Gently resetting, so coming back into child's pose. Maybe bringing the blocks out the way. Maybe bringing something behind the heels. Allow yourself just to come to child's pose. We're going to just settle here for a minute or two. So make sure you're comfy. That might mean that you bring the head up slightly if the hips are supported. Breathing into the whole of the back. Gently walking your hands all the way back up. And we're going to come gently into another little rotation pose. That's that kind of deer pose with the side twist if you want. So I haven't got my big bolster tonight, but if you've got blocks or cushions, you can kind of stack yourself up on one side, coming into a little deer pose here. Now, you can keep this upright if you don't want to bring a twist into it, or you can gently come into this and walk yourself down so that you come into this side bolster pose. So wherever you're comfy, you might need a few cushions, to be honest, in this one. Just allowing yourself to drape over your little stack of props. Just get yourself comfy. Allowing the breath just to rise and fall, just the breath to soften, the body to melt. When you need to move, you can, or you can just gently take another moment. And if you're moving, take your time getting up to the center. Take a moment just in the center, just allowing yourself just a little reset, and then stack so that you've got your cushions the other side. Just allowing yourself to come into that little side pose and then draw yourself down to the opposite side. Some people like to look away from the knees. I personally don't find it so comfy on the neck, but it is an option to turn and face away from the knees. It's really personal preference. You're just aware of that breath, all the feelings in the body. And then very, very gently, we're really drawing ourselves now really slowly. We're going to come to a final kind of shavasana, whether that's going to be seated or whether it's going to be lying down in shavasana. So wherever you are, I'm going to just remain in seated. But you might want to come into a yin shavasana. So light pillow underneath the back of the head, blanket over you, maybe something behind the back of the knees, socks on, cozies on, scarves on, whatever you would like to keep nice and cozy. Eye pillow, anything like that. Just allowing yourself to get comfy. Just drawing your body so you're settling. Aware of the body just supported. Becoming aware of the backs of the legs and the heels. Aware of the spine, just supported. If it's comfier for you to bend the knees, just allows a little softness into the back of the legs. That's an option in Shavasana. Allowing the shoulders to really feel that they're relaxing. The back of the head, just aware of that contact. Softening the jaw, softening the brow of the head, softening the palms, softening the toes, just becoming aware of the sounds around you. And start to connect with your breath. Start to connect with the inhale and the exhale. The rise and fall. Taking a big, deep inhale. And pushing the big, deep exhale all the way to your toes. Taking very gentle movement in the fingers. Very gentle movement in the toes and feet. Maybe even rocking the head very gently side to side. And when you're ready, really slowly coming up onto your side. So just rolling gently onto your side to allow yourself just to pause, just a moment. Moving yourself so that you're just taking a little pause. And then when you're ready, very slowly returning to a seated position of your choice. Wherever you're comfy, whether that's butterfly or whether it's just a little seated position gently. Now we're just going to pause here just for a moment, just with that stillness, that sense of space, that sense of relaxation. And just bringing the hands gently together. Thank you so much for joining Yin practice tonight. It was lovely to see folk. Nice to see folk online. If you're home, you can now go and tuck in and make a nice wee hot drink. It's lovely to see you. I'll pop record off and pop this one up tomorrow for you. That's all right. I think we might call this bedtime Yin, except we've all got to drive home.